So as everybody should know, it takes 1 year for our planet to revolve completely around the sun. Each revolution of our Earth around the sun is 1 year. And as our planet revolves completely around the sun, this affects the seasons. So the seasons change as our planet revolves around the sun. So as everyone should know, the Earth rotates on its axis once every 24 hours, which is 1 day. As you can see, the Earth is tilted 23.5 degrees. Because the Earth is tilted, it sometimes appears to tilt toward the sun. And at other times, it appears to tilt away from the sun. So you can see with this graphic, this is our Earth appearing to tilt back away from the sun. And here it is, appearing to tilt forward toward the sun. Here it appears to tilt back away from the sun. And here it is appearing to tilt forward toward the sun. So the equator divides the Earth into 2 hemispheres, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. In the northern hemisphere, when the Earth appears to tilt forward toward the sun, it is spring and summer. And when the Earth appears to tilt back away from the sun, it is fall and winter. So here it is, appearing to tilt forward toward the sun when it is spring and summer. And here it is, appearing to tilt back away from the sun when it is fall and winter. So the seasons change as our planet revolves around the sun. So as we go through the year, the sun appears to rise at different heights in the sky. If you were to carefully monitor the sky, you would find that the sun appears to enter and set in the sky in different positions throughout the year. So as we go through the year, the sun appears to rise at different heights in the sky. On December the 21st, you will see the sun only rise a little ways in the sky. It makes a small arc and then begins to set again. And we call that the winter solstice, where there is the least amount of sun. So after the winter solstice, the sun will rise a little higher every day. So its arc goes a little higher every day. Then on March 21st is what we call the spring equinox. The sun rises much higher in the sky than it did in December. So the sun continues to rise higher and higher, appearing to make these longer and longer arcs in the sky until the summer solstice on June 21st. So on June 21st, the sun is at its highest arc. You will see that the sun appears to travel the highest through the sky and make the highest arc through the sky. And so we have the longest day, the longest amount of sunlight, which is called the summer solstice. Then, after the summer solstice, the arcs begin to decrease and get shorter and shorter every day. Then, on September the 21st, which is the fall equinox, you will see that the sun's arc in the sky lines up exactly as it did on the spring equinox. So the fall equinox is equal to the spring equinox. So on September the 21st and March the 21st, the sun will reach the same height in the sky. Then, every day after the fall equinox, the arcs begin to decrease and get shorter and shorter every day until it reaches its lowest point on the winter solstice, December the 21st. And on that day, we will have the shortest amount of daylight, and that is called the winter solstice. So the solstices are opposite. The winter solstice has the shortest day, while the summer solstice has the longest day. And the equinoxes are equal. We get the same amount of daylight on those days. So this was studied by early man. They would notice that the sun appeared to change positions in the sky as the year went on. So they really could not understand why that was. So early man could not really understand the nature of the sun. For a long time, people thought that the sun revolved around the earth. So it took a lot of intellectual people to figure out that not only does the earth revolve around the sun, but the reason for the seasons of the year is because the earth is tilted. So that took a lot of intelligence and a lot of science from a lot of good people.